Ladies and gentlemen, we live in an era obsessed with control. We build machines to dominate nature, laws to govern society. And yet, when we turn our gaze inward, we find a roaring, chaotic wilderness. You come here seeking a method to control your thoughts, as if the human mind were a machine to be tuned or a horse to be broken. But I must tell you a fundamental truth. You do not have thoughts. Your thoughts have you. To understand this is to understand the very nature of the psyche. What you call your conscious mind, that small flickering flashlight of awareness, is but a tiny boat on a vast, unfathomable ocean of the unconscious. When you try to forcefully suppress, command, or dictate your thoughts, you are engaging in a dangerous illusion. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. The illusion of absolute control. When you violently try to control a thought, you merely push it beneath the surface of awareness. In psychology, we call this repression. But what is repressed does not die. It sinks into the shadow, into the dark reservoir of the unconscious, where it gathers energy. If you refuse to look at your darkest, most chaotic thoughts, they do not disappear. Instead, they begin to act through you. They manifest as sudden anxieties, unaccountable moods, or destructive habits. You cannot conquer the mind by declaring war on it. The path of engagement, integrating the shadow. Instead of control, the true task of human development, what I call individuation, is integration. You must learn to stand in relation to your thoughts, not as a tyrant, but as a host. When a disturbing, intrusive, or chaotic thought arises, do not immediately try to crush it. Ask it what it wants. Where did it come from? It is often a messenger from a part of yourself that has been ignored, starved, or left in the dark. Every human being carries a shadow, a hidden side containing all the aspects of ourselves we deem unacceptable. True mental sovereignty does not come from pretending the shadow isn't there. It comes from having the courage to look into the abyss of your own soul and say, yes, this too is a part of me. How to work with the mind. If you wish to find peace amid the noise of your mind, change your approach. Observe without judgment. Stop labeling your thoughts as good or bad. View them as natural phenomena, like weather moving across a landscape. Dialogue with the unconscious. Pay attention to your dreams, your spontaneous fantasies, and your sudden emotional reactions. They speak the symbolic language of the deeper psyche. Accept your totality. Perfection is a fragile, sterile goal. Aim instead for wholeness. A whole person is one who has reconciled their light with their darkness. The greatest psychological burden is the unlived life, and the heaviest chains are the ones we forge when we try to force our complex, beautiful, and terrifying inner worlds into a neat, sterile box. Do not seek to rule your mind with an iron fist. Seek to know it, to explore it, and to heal the rift between who you think you are and who you truly are. Only then will you find a quietness that no passing thought can destroy. Thank you.